and I am making this video for anybody new to the channel High Voltage. If you know my background story and the origin of the channel, the intent of the channel, the goal of the channel, you do not need to watch this. Um, for those of you that are new, I just want to explain this very, very quickly. On my shorts, on the playlist, you will find a playlist that says medical malpractice. And throughout the videos over the last year and 6 months, I often talk about an injury sustained by a surgeon, and it was via a femur break, but he put two nails in my knee and the bar was underneath the kneecap, thereby leaving my leg completely straight out. So it was a botched surgery, and I saw him for 6 months. He didn't say one single word. I was constantly complaining about this knee pain I couldn't explain. I can't explain it. I'm sure in the future I'll look back at this video and say I should have added more detail about the emotional suffering and trauma, but I do talk about that a lot in my videos. So moving forward, my original reason was I started a petition because if doctors do not keep their oath and remain silent and keep that secret to themselves, and other people are complicit, allowing this unorthodox behavior to continue in the Canadian healthcare system, it's not only criminal, but it's fraud, because he was sending my general practitioner that everything was fine, not discussing the fact that he did not explain that the nails were sticking out of my knee, the bruising from back to front, and unfortunately, all of the footage that I took from that time was lost. However, it's because I lost the phone, but I did not take a lot of footage. So I started a petition on change.org. And you literally have to go. I'm not mentioning this again. This is the go-to video to find out why I started the channel. I'm creating a playlist. What is the rap community, origin, intent, and goal? So the origin was I wanted to change the legislation in Ontario so that if a doctor does not reveal that he made a mistake and looks me straight in the eye and lies to my face, and when I asked him what is wrong with my knee, he said, I know you've been here before. In other words, that it was in my head. My GP thought it was in my head because of his notes. 3 months later, I should have been walking. I asked my GP for one other opinion in a different jurisdiction, and this happened in Barrie, Ontario, Canada, at the Royal Victoria Hospital. And I cannot explain to you the trauma. It was like being suspended in time for 7 years, because it's 7 years, October the 28th. It took me 3 corrective surgeries, and I couldn't afford physiotherapy. I wasn't given home care, nothing. You're slapped on help, and it's wrong because the taxpayers of Ontario should not be paying for a cover-up. And so I started a petition. It's on change.org. It's on my shorts. So that was the intent. And originally, it really was about me. I was hurt. I was in pain. And this channel helped me grow. Then moving forward, I really started to think of the consequences of the tax dollars, where it goes, how the governments are corrupt. Even the College of Physicians said the reason that I had to have 3 surgeries was because I smoked marijuana. I have to request these documents back. But if I put them on YouTube, I could get sued. But what are they going to sue me for? For maiming me? That's why I put up dancing. That's why I put up those videos. Because YouTube actually helped me get into the land of the living again. So, end result is when this channel starts to monetize, when I receive the checks, I need to keep a quarter of it to pay for the phone, etc. But 3/4 of that money I am giving to people in this community that I know that need help, maybe in your community that need help, and it's not for tax write-offs. That's not what kind of charity is. It's like me making money and then giving it to who I want to. That's what it's about. So that is the origin, the intent, and the goal. Hello there, Ted. How are you? Thank you for joining. I really do appreciate it. I do notice, though, through the analytics, there's a lot of people swiping by. And so I want all of you who watch this channel or consider swiping by to please go through the footage. Tell me what you would like to see more of. You know, right now I watched this really cool documentary about Jeffrey Dahmer and his last days in prison, which I never thought of. Very interesting story. Um, Also psychopathy, because I think this doctor was a psychopath. Thank you for liking, Ted. Liking and commenting moves the algorithm forward. But, you know, between the 3 channels that I started, there's actually 1,004 of us. So we hit that Google goal. It's just, you know, a matter of the momentum continuing. So right now, my content, a lot of dances I put up because I'm proud that I can do it. I'm 53 years old. It'll be 7 years, October the 28th, that this crime, human rights violation, transpired 2017, October the 28th. It's been a long 7-year recovery. And without my mother and my original GP, the gentleman, yes, very young to go through it, but I survived it. See, that's why Meghan Markle bothers me so much. When she talks about things like not wanting to be on this planet or being violated or not being heard, she is just such a malicious, lying piece of pond scum, real pond scum, because while she was getting married, and there are many Canadians like myself, I was in a wheelchair and a doctor, there was literally a cover up at the Royal Victoria Hospital. I have the notes to prove it, you know? I just have to obtain them again, and it's $100. And I work at a kitchen at night to try to keep some money flowing in. And you know, I've kept myself afloat, but it was the insurance companies that handle the surgeons and doctors that should have handled this, not the taxpayers of Ontario. Who's self-centered? Oh, I'm not self-centered. Originally, I was doing it for me, for sure, because I was so angry and infuriated. So somewhat like somebody who is violated, just in a totally different way. If you've ever been betrayed or violated, or you're part of something that you know nobody's really going to believe you, right? Oh, Megan, yes, she's absolutely nuts, and she's talking about not being heard and having a voice, and not wanting to be here. Those are real things that happen to real people, and she uses that and the race card. I can't even talk about it because we all know the stories, and I'm not going to regurgitate it, because what I've learned is every second of your life matters. And during the 7 years, I remember them very clearly. except for the first year, because the pain was so excruciating. And I was very lucky that I wasn't put on fentanyl or Oxycontin. In Canada, I don't even think they produce Oxycontin. But, and that's a whole other issue that can happen to people. And I've been lucky to crawl myself out of it. And again, at the expense of myself, my self dignity, my loss of status. But I'm a survive. I don't even see myself as surviving it. Surviving war. But this is a different type of war. It's like people have different ideologies, and it's like a war of ideas of capitalism versus socialism, and who should pay for what happens. And I'm just some white Ukrainian chick that's looking for money. That's not what it's about. It's the principle that this man didn't keep his oath. But God help me if I'm late to wash the dishes. And if I can do it, then anybody can. And that's why. But as far as content, that's what I want your feedback on, anybody who watches this, because how am I supposed to know what I'm good at, what I'm not good at, what content people like, unless people don't comment and share? And I overshare because of what happened. Because to be totally broken and then put yourself together, as many psychiatrists and many doctors and in emergency have said to me, you're lucky you came back from this. Oh, my faith is in God. We just have to make good choices for ourselves, because there's God in each of us. It's how we choose to use our light or what we do to snuff it out. And in my opinion, this surgeon, I don't know how he lives with that secret. I phoned him many times and reminded him. Not a word. Deny, 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 just like a politician, eh? That's why with my charity, you don't have to buy a $2,000 dinner. I just want to, so I'm reading Ask Not. I'm reading Psychology of Seattle. I have certain opinion pieces about Gypsy Rose Blanchard, for instance, and how that diagnosis, which is so rare, affected a lot of mothers in the system now, and how influencers can really change our culture. But that's what Psychology of Secrets, Sandra Gold, it's about learning. And it's only been probably 6.5 years since I've been able to even concentrate and keep a straight line of thought. That's how traumatized anybody can be if they're violated, and then the system says, oh no, it's your fault because you smoked marijuana. Oh, that's your reason. I swear to God, I need the paperwork. I'm terrified to show it, because you just don't know what will happen, Thank you very much, Ted Hyman. I really appreciate it. You can find my petition on change.org. Search Lasha Rajanko. It's a long read. Do not donate money. It's just share with a friend. If you believe that he's responsible, or the Ontario taxpayers are, it's a pretty easy signature. So that's my video, the go-to video. Why do I call it the rap community? Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do, 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 do-do-do-do. We're welcoming, respecting aspects of all societies, people, the Earth's community. However, having brought certain people into my home, I'm very lucky I've had the training that I've had in healthcare. You know, people, why don't you put your goodwill and your Christianity and actually do something with it instead of just talking about it? I actually put my money and my actions in motion. I remember one time somebody said I did a video for clickbait, and I thought that was hysterical. Anyways, I need all your feedback, and if it's good or bad, it's all good. Thank you so much for taking the time. My energy's starting to plummet down. All right, thank you guys and ladies and gentlemen. That is a wrap. Welcoming, respecting aspects of all people's societies, even though it's really, really hard sometimes. Tell me what content you like, what content works for you, what some ideas might be that you don't have time to research that I could help with. I've asked this quite a few times, but maybe not in the clarity that I have now. However, I'll leave it at that. I wish you all the best. God bless, and be respectful of yourselves and others. Bye.